What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another Avad review. Today, I got something really cool for you guys. So this is a spicy Appies, or he kind of just goes by Appies now, but he's got the spicy Appies in the background, so I feel like I have to call him that VOD review. Appies is one of my favorite players in all of TFT to watch. He's a really creative player, likes to go for some crazy comps. If you see him playing a reroll comp that's like off meta and doing well with it, oftentimes I'll be like, okay, you know what this means? This means Appies is a good player, but that this comp actually sucks and I'm not going to play it. I'm not going to get baited into playing it. However, today he played a comp that a lot of people are really excited about. This is a reroll comp that just cropped up really like yesterday. The oldest person I can see playing it, not in age, but in how recently they played it, was Solus. Played it a couple of days ago and went pot 4 with it. But this is a really cool tech that revolves around a specific anomaly. We're going to get to that later, of course. So starting off with first augment here, Appies doesn't really like most of his options here, and so he's just going to grab the Pandoras here. Doesn't have the strongest opener either, so yeah, we can just Pandoras and look for something good. And to be honest, I don't know how early in the game Appies is looking to play this comp, because usually when you take something like a Pandora's in a spot like this, I mean, he levels here, so he's certainly not looking to play family rule. It honestly, like, it might be from just rip from right now that he is trying to play this comp, which if so, that is really interesting. I want to talk about it more once we get to some of the actual like units themselves. I'm looking in chat. No, he didn't call anything. A lot of people calling comps though in chat. My head's covering it up, but like half the lobby already covered the comps, or already picked on the comps that they're going to play. I will also say today's the last day if you want to get discounted coaching from Metafy. 30% off, like I said, biggest sale of the year by far. So if you want discounted coaching from Metafy, now is your last chance to get a lot of coaching discounted. Like I've said, I got some big bundles on there on Metafy. If you want to get a bunch of sessions in bulk and get them, like it's actually like an insane deal, because my bundles are already discounted for my normal rate. So you're losing money not buying them, which is what I usually say when I get something at Costco that looks like a good deal. We're gonna slam the IE and the Hodge onto Gangplank here. These are decent items on Gangplank himself, so maybe for now this is what Appies is looking at, as just GP is a good item holder for these, but they are also going to work very well on the carry that we're going to play for later this game. Yeah, we'll get to there when we get to there. I would also like to say there was another VOD I wanted to VOD review of somebody who just Giga popped off with this comp, but the problem with that was it was like a wandering trainers galaxy where he got really perfect emblems. I wanted to go for this Appies game because I felt like it was maybe more representative of like a normal game playing this comp. Obviously we have the Pandoras that allows us to get to really good items, but in some ways I like VOD reviewing Pandora's games because it just shows what like the true bis is on the units, like what you're always looking for. And Appies doing a lot of scouting, making sure that the units that he's looking for are not out of the pool yet. First unit that we might actually be interested in here for the comp is Sett. Sett is an integral part of the comp, so we'll see if Appies opts to hold on to this Sett, or if really maybe he just stumbled into this comp and it's not even something that he wanted to like hard force or anything like that. But we'll see. I think, looking at what's going on in his Twitch chat, it does look like he's potentially just angling into this line here. But if he was like hard angling this line, I would imagine that he would hold on to the Sett here. And yes, he is going to hold on to the Sett here. So yeah, I guess from this point, we can actually start talking about the comp itself, even though we haven't hit the star of the show yet. So these items, the Hodge and the IE, are going to go on Urgot. That's the idea this game, is that we are going to play these items. And the QSS actually makes a lot of sense as well, onto a Giga Urgot, if you want to call it that. And the idea is there is an anomaly. I don't actually know the name of the anomaly, so we're gonna have to, when you're rolling for like the 4-star one, I think it's really good to like know the name so that you can just like roll it down for a specific anomaly. There's the Urgot, so now we can really start cooking on this. Though I don't know if he's actually better than the GP yet as an item holder. But there's an anomaly that says, you have a unit on your board, the unit right next to them, the unit next to your anomaly unit, gets sacrificed, and basically the anomaly unit absorbs a bunch of their stats. And the idea is you play for a Giga Urgot, an Urgot 3, and you play for a Giga Sett, a Sett 3. You give this Sett a bunch of things like Death Blades, a bunch of things like Warmogs. He's holding on to this sword here, I think 4 Death Blade, and you just let the Urgot absorb all of the stats from the Sett and make a super big Urgot with just tons of AD, tons of HP, just a monstrous Urgot. Interesting actually that he's holding onto this sword here for the Urgot. Because I would think maybe these are all of his items, but maybe he doesn't even care about Quicksilver on Urgot. I don't know. We'll see. For now, we can chill. I mean, maybe he just wants to hold the sword for Deathblade, but he doesn't want to, like, actually, you know, make it onto a random frontliner. It would be better to make it on Urgot, and then we could just remove her later. That makes sense as well, but we'll see. Second augment coming up here. Any kind of, like, Pit Fighter +1, I have to imagine, is really, really good. Anything that buffs up, like, a single unit would be really, really nice. Climb the ladder maybe is not that bad, just even more stats for our Urgot. I guess this means that they, like, when the unit would get sacrificed, the team would already get the stats, which is actually, maybe it's just noble sacrifice. Then sack it, you get a bunch of armor and MR that pairs really well with the HP that you're getting. There's a lesser champion dupes as well. I don't think we're getting a lot of bronze for life value. Is it a noble sacrifice here? Unless he really wants to go for the grab bag. I tend not to like that augment very much. It just doesn't feel like it's enough. Let's see. All right, and it is the Noble Sacrifice, and we hit set 2 here, which is great. We're already into the set 2, which is big. We can get Bruiser onto this board for now. He's also kind of positioning the set all the way on the left here to try to let it die so that it just gives stats to the entire team here, which makes a lot of sense. But yeah, this looks like a great setup for it. I feel like Noble Sacrifice makes a lot of sense, like I talked about. You're going to be sacrificing a unit already, so you might as well just take Noble Sacrifice, and then you immediately get that Noble Sac value as opposed to having to, like, wait until the unit naturally dies. But yeah, I mean, that's the idea behind the board. Obviously, we have to wait until we get to our actual anomaly to be able to play, like, the quote-unquote, like, real... Oh, I just bumped the heck out of my car. Hopefully that didn't sound too bad. The quote-unquote real version of the board. And yeah, I think this makes potentially sense from Appies. The only downside is we have to end up selling a Swain or a GP here, and I think that's what is maybe too much for Appies here. If we hadn't sent the sword onto the... I guess this is actually a mistake, right? You would have preferred to just use the remover and then pop off the sword and then just make a 2-star Urgot and throw these items onto him. Yeah, I think Appies would probably acknowledge that he made a miss on that there, that we could have just moved these items to Urgot too. Now we either need to sell a GP or use 2 removers, and we don't have 2 removers, so pretty tragic actually. Sword on Carousel is, I imagine, what we would like to grab. There's also a GP2, so maybe he's just going to grab GP2 for GP2. Yeah, makes sense. The sword is really, really good to guarantee that Deathblade, but GP2 is really, really nice just to ensure that we have that backline carry for now. And I imagine that this is the type of early game that you want to play. This board fits together pretty nicely. The Trundle bridging the gap between the set and the GP, and then just playing for as many Pitfires as you can. Also, you know, Swain fitting nicely as a Conqueror and a Form Swapper. So yeah, this makes sense. I don't think there's a way to get, like, Sork or anything and like that. But yeah, just play some more Pitfighters. I imagine once we get to late game, we're gonna play, you know, 2 Bruiser and then as many Pit Fighters as we can. But once again, like I said, I've seen this comp pop off, but the optimal board, I don't know. I think that'll evolve over time. Once again, this comp basically, I was streaming yesterday, and, like, multiple people came into my Twitch chat and they were like, have you seen this, like, Urgot Sett comp? And I'm like, is this a real comp? Because, you know, sometimes people give you quote unquote tech, but it's the opposite of tech. It's just some, like, garbage that, like, sounds kind of good, but it's not actually good in practice. But the thing that really put this onto my map is Greya. Actually, I think he won a lobby that Wajan Iverson was in. Wajan Iverson was streaming. Greya, you know, a fantastic player as well, one that I've spoken very, very highly of in the past. We do have Sword here. I wonder if we're not going to make Deathblade for whatever reason. I think you are supposed to make Deathblade here, and these are just supposed to be your Urgot items, but we'll see. Look at this GP go. My God. He actually did insane work there. Yeah, 12K from a GP2 is something fierce. But yeah, I'm a bit surprised, but yeah, okay. We're just going to continue looking for items. Maybe he wants to keep some of these items onto GP and move some other items over to Urgot. This is also the board that he's going to fit. Oh, this is cute. You get the Zyra in here, and then you get Experiment, and you get Sorcerer in for Swain. I wasn't thinking about that, but that's kind of nice. Itemization-wise, so he is going to make another IE, the idea being that we are going to leave one IE onto the this GP here, and then the other one's gonna go into the Urgot. Makes sense. 6 sets already, only 4 Urgots. A little disconcerting here, but we'll get there, hopefully. Throwing items onto Swain so far, just with maybe the thought process that we'll sack Swain. But I mean, we're gonna be sacking Sett, I believe, just because he's a bruiser, so you're gonna get extra HP to be able to play with. And then yeah, what I've seen in the past is, like, Death Blades as well as the extra items onto the guy just to transfer more AD, but once again, we shall see. This is a comp, I think, in progress for a lot of people. All right, last augment here, another Priz. Flurry of Blows, Golden Egg, Max Cap. I don't know how good Max Cap is in this comp, but we do kind of need the gold. I imagine, like, I don't know. Do you ever just take Max Cap here, actually? This seems pretty reasonable. This allows you to hit your Urgot 3, your your set 3. I don't know how much you can really push levels for other stuff here. And yeah, we don't have that many Urgots. I wouldn't actually hate a max cap here. So much gold to play with. Final Polish as well seems decent, but yeah, I like this a lot. It just guarantees that we can find Urgot 3 and ideally set 3 this round. Also picking up a Twitch here because he's playing a little flex here. I don't know if we're going to end up getting 5 experiment. We also can go for GP3, of course, is the other nice thing. And even like probably Nunu 3. Trist is the addition on this board. It makes sense, right? You get Artillerist in for your Urgot. It's basically like the best Artillerist for you to play. And you also get, the Emissary bonus, which is going to be nice on all of these 3-star units. So this makes a lot of sense. Is he playing double GPs now? He didn't sell his GPs, right? I assume he's playing double GP now, and it just got fielded from bench, which is fine. Yeah, he is. Okay, you can see that on the left there. 2 off of the set. 40 gold though, so we're probably not just going to send it to 0 here. Now that we have the Urgot 3, we are going to put him onto the Hex there, move him over there, move the IEQSS over, and then leave the and the Hodge over, and then leave the other IE onto the GP. Makes a lot of sense. I'm liking it so far. I do wonder, yeah, I guess. Because you would say like, oh, well, why don't you just like sack the Nunu or something like that? But I mean, one, Nunu's benefiting from experiment, so you don't really want to feel like too bad about, getting rid of that Nunu. And 2, I think with a lot of experiment setups, you're not actually going to be able to sack the Nunu to this Urgato here. All right, itemization wise, I mean, you can just take highest cost. You could also just take the sword for sword. It is also on a Trist, which is kind of nice. So yeah, I like that. Then if any of these items roll into sword, you can start looking for your Death Blade, which is what makes the most sense here, I would say. And is this just going to be the board here? I mean, the Form Swapper Sork from Swain is pretty cool. We don't have Conquer in anymore, right? Yeah, gonna make the Deathblade here. I think this makes perfect sense. And eventually, we're just gonna move these items over. We do find a Savika here, but the question is just what are we? Yeah, like this, and get the Swain out, get the Swain out, get the other guy out, and then just play 4 Pit Fighter, like I said, as vertical Pit Fighter. So yeah, what I'm seeing from this is the base of the board is 3 Experiment and a Trist and a Bruiser, which is like set. It's always going to be set because you can reroll set and Urgot at the same level. And then you dig, and then you just try to play as many vertical Pit Fighters. It makes sense. Almost similar to Family Reroll. All right, we're looking for one specific one here. So you can see, I think Appies knows the actual name itself here because he's rolling specifically for this. Well, I guess we'll see what it's called, and then we can pause on when it gets there. Hunger for Power. That's what it's called. Comment start. Consume the near selling 60% of their health and AD. This is why we're building all these Warmogs, all these Death Blades, because you're consuming, HP and AD, which, give the items that give you the most HP and the most AD. Put that on a unit. We're going to put this onto Urgot here. We are probably going to move the set back immediately. Also rolling down here because we were one off like everything here. We could just opt to dupe the GP at this point, but I think we'll probably greet it. And all right, so we're not fully online. We don't have everything 3. The other thing is you see most people frontline Urgot in this comp because look how tanky, look how big this guy is. Boom, boom, boom. We are fighting a Silvermere Dawn Vi 4, and she was gone in an instant. 15,000 damage from this Urgot. Look how cool. Oh my god. He's just a monster. But yeah, so you see most people just frontline their Urgot in this setup because why not? Like he's going to be so tanky. If you have any kind of healing item on him, he's going to be a monster. Also, interestingly, it looks like we're pairing with Zyra right now. I guess just for the true damage on the ability because he's doing a lot of ability damage here. Because, you could also think about something else. Okay, red buff being created here, and then a Gunblade, interesting. I mean, he just wants to finish items. He doesn't want to be re-rolling items forever, which makes sense. There's set 3, which is huge. We're going to continue to roll down here because, we don't really have anything else that we can go for at this point. So yeah, ideally, we do pick up the GP3, and then we can save our dupe for maybe, another Savika and Savika 2 on level 7, which, yeah, that makes sense. Smart plays from Appies there. Okay, he is going to move the Nunu over. Yeah, I have to imagine. Oh! Yeah, do my eyes deceive me, or did YBY1 just hit a Mundo 3-star at 5-1? That's pretty disgusting. So we'll see how this game ends up going. But that's obviously horrifying. And YBY1, not a player to make any big mistakes and allow himself to just bot 4 for free. So yeah, that is horrifying for Appies here. But yeah, 16,000 damage from this guy. Oh, he moves back. Interesting. With the idea being that, yeah, he just didn't do that. Yeah, he didn't find that much value out of the. Yeah, I would think for sure. But I mean, this is cool to see Appies going for this. I mean, you compare. I'm almost never pairing normally with Nunu. After dealing damage, deal 3% max HP bonus magic damage on a 1-second cooldown. I would think with this much HP, you would always be pairing with the Nunu. That's crazy. But I think his ideas, the Urgot is just doing so much ability damage that he would actually just prefer the true damage from Zyra. Yeah, I mean, I could see it. I could see it. Wow, that's an interesting. I mean, this is why Appy is such a good player because, like, I think anybody would take for granted that it's just always Nunu. You have so much HP on the Urgot that it's just always Nunu. You're always supposed to pair with Nunu. But Appy's is actually like doing the TFT science here, saying what do I actually need in this spot and what actually is like more damage, because at the end of the day they're both damage. So what's more damage in this spot? And he evaluates and says that it's Zyra here. He just looks at true damage here, sees, yeah, I mean, look at that true damage from Urgot. It's actually pretty chunky. That's like 15% of his damage, maybe 20% of his damage. That is a lot of extra damage. So I could see this, especially because we don't have any MR shred, right, for the potential magic damage from a Nunu one, whereas the other one's true damage. I mean, you could even go for like a static shiv here and guarantee that MR shred, but he's just gonna go for Titan's Resolve here, playing towards either the Vi or the Savika, depending on which we can hit. I mean, holding this stuff at this point, just saying like, okay, you know, I want as much gold as possible. Maybe I can hit like a Nunu 3 down the line. It's actually pretty unfortunate that we're not Nunu 3 here when we took an augment that caps us at level 7 for the rest of the game, because you would really want to hit everything here. But I mean, to be fair, it's a pretty expensive board. We hit the GP3 as well, which is not something that you get to hit every day. He's a nice duo carry here, spreading the red buff very well and just doing some extra damage. Fighting Wasian's board as well. This looks like a tough matchup for us. The Heimerdinger, just so much tankiness in that board and so much damage. I think the and Ghost of Friends Pass, which is such a strong augment. So yeah, Wasian's board looks really, really good as well. That's probably that board, and then YBY1's board are probably the only two boards that we just cannot beat just because of how strong they are. We'll see how the rest of the fights go. But I mean, so far, I'm quite impressed with this comp. We were destroying people stage 5 with it until we ran into just a brick wall in Wasian's board. And yeah, I mean, it also is just, it's so cool, you know, just watching this Giga Urgot just eat the set. I mean, wow, wait, whoa, we almost killed that Urgot, or the Mundo 3. That's... We lost the fight, but that is pretty impressive, is it not? We almost killed a straight up Mundo 3. We were just sitting in his face firing off the ult. So yeah, pretty I don't know. I'm impressed with this comp from how this game looks, and it also just looks so fun. Like this is one of those comps that's just really, really cool. It's one of the things that anomalies enable, you know, allowing you to play cool like lines like this. Oh, also he took the guard. I thought he was going to accidentally lose that to Reforger. Ooh, all right. Actually, we're getting close to Nunu 3, which is great. There's Savika 2 with the dupe if we want it. Of course, we can roll down here and just ideally we hit the Nunu 3 so we don't have to dupe. But I mean, surely we're duping the Savika, right? Yep, we're going to dupe that. Move over the Gunblade to her. Leave. Yep, the Guardbreaker goes onto. Yeah, this is actually really, really smart. Move the Gunblade over to Savika and then Guardbreaker the GP. Very, really smart item optimization from Appies there. That's why he's the GOAT. All right, we're fighting. I didn't actually even see the board that we fought there because we deleted it so quickly. But I can't tell if it was strong or weak. But oh, okay, Nunu 3, huge. You still, I mean, do you want to absorb Nunu instead of Sett actually? I mean, you would. He's more HP than Sett. He's not benefiting from Experiment because you're not putting him on the hacks. I wonder if there's a reason why he wants to absorb Sett instead of Nunu here, because Nunu should be a little bit more HP. I mean, maybe he just thinks Sett is like not really that worth it as a unit on his board, whereas Nunu actually has like kind of a relevant ability. But all right, we're gonna win that fight. Wasian is fighting this really, really strong board. Who is this? I don't actually know who that was. That board looks crazy. Is that Juancito? Must be, unless YBY pivoted his board. And actually, maybe that is YBY's board. He's just got the Malzahar 2 in the back line and stuff like that. I mean, our hope here is that we fight. Okay, and yeah, he's going to move items over to Nunu. This makes perfect sense, right? I mean, he's going to be more HP, so why wouldn't you eat him? All right, we're fighting YBY1. The hope is that we would have fought somebody else here. Anybody else, really? Ideally, this Juancito player. But wow, this fight! Oh my god! Go, Savika, go! No way! He actually almost won. I mean, if you can't talk about how good this board is, like that was, he almost won. He almost beat Mundo 3. Really, really capped board from YBY1. Oh my god. That was insane. And I think the Savika just trolled there at the end with what she ended up hitting. That's so tragic, actually. All right, can move items back to Sett here. I wonder if he's thinking that fight was a Sett diff, that he would have rather just had Nunu on his board. I mean, seems like it, certainly. Now we're going to roll into Wasian. Wasian just one of the tougher boards for us because he's so tanky here. Oh my god. And yeah, the Heimer just blowing through the Urgot here. Yeah, I mean, Wasian's board is so good. Just so much damage and such good augment. So it is a third from Appies. Was almost a top 2 over Wasian's, well, obviously not over Wasian's board, but over YBY1's Mundo 3-star board. We almost beat. That is insane, and sad for Appies, but a really fun game to watch. And I mean, That tech looked very real. The fact that we almost beat a Mundo 3, that blew me away. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Once again, the comp is right here if you guys are interested in trying it out yourself. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you enjoy the channel. Like I said last day, if you want extra 30% off on any coaching on Metafy, literally anything, you can get a package that's like, I think I have a bundle that's like 12 sessions. Good value. You're getting a lot of... Okay, I'll see you guys later. Thanks as always, everybody, for watching. Isn't TFT so cool? Aren't anomalies so cool? Like, the fact that this anomaly exists makes this comp exist. I think that's sick. As long as it's, like, reasonably balanced. But, I mean, hey, we didn't even, like, completely... If we had beat Mundo 3, maybe I'd be a little bit worried about how balanced this is. But I mean, we almost did. All right, see you guys later. Bye.